The year was 1988. Vancouver, one of the largest cities in Canada, was about to be introduced to a small-town prairie boy. He was drafted second overall by the Vancouver Canucks in the NHL entry draft. At that time, nobody knew the impact he'd have on the team, or even more, on the city itself.
Linden on the left wing. Linden cuts in front, shoots, scores! Carries in on goal. Linden on the forehand, deeps to the backhand, scores! Trevor Linden gives the Canucks a 2-1 lead. Nolan shoots, Linden tipped it in! Trevor Linden on the deflection, and the Canucks lead 2-1.
Trevor Linden hangs on, shoots, he scores!
Linden scores! Trevor Linden on a broken play beat Hasek. It's 3-3. Long wrist shot kicked out. Linden scores on the rebound. Trevor Linden. It's 2-1 Vancouver.
I want to tell you, this was Trevor Linden back in 1994. Great shift, Trevor Linden. Best of the playoffs.
Now Ritchie steals the puck. Centers. Linden scores!
This is Linden's time of the year. He's a big play guy in the stretch. He loves the playoffs, and that's where he wants to take his team, and he's giving him a great shot at it now.
Linden scores his second of the period on a rebound to the side, and it's 4-2 Vancouver.
How does he do it? How does this great player in Canucks history seem to be able to always elevate his game when it's needed the most? That's why they love this guy in Vancouver. Not only is he a great citizen and a great person, he's a pretty darn good hockey player at this time of year, too.
Who else but the Canuck Wonder Boy, Trevor Linden, Game 7. The guy's unbelievable.
So what did Trevor Linden think about the city when he arrived 20 years ago?
Well, I'd never been here. I'd never been here until I came for my pre-draft interview in 1988. So, I was from a small town in Alberta, and all I thought about was playing hockey. And for us, going to Calgary was the big thing. It was about 3 hours away, so if it was a big adventure to go to Calgary. So I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know anything. So didn't take me long. I remember after my first season, I was home about 2 days after, and after my second season, I hung around for about a month or so, and then after my third season, I was only home for about a month, and then after my fourth season, I never went home, and have trouble getting back there now, which don't make my parents happy. But what can you say? It's the best place in the world. I mean, it's a wonderful place to live. It offers so much from a lifestyle standpoint. That's one of the things I think is the real attraction here. Is it's a very active city, and it's just an awesome province. I mean, I spent some time in the interior, and of course Whistler, and there's just so much to do. A car ride away.
After so many years as a Canuck, what did Trevor think about playing elsewhere in the NHL now?
If I didn't play here, I probably would just not play. Playing this game is a huge privilege, and it's an amazing game, and I feel very fortunate to be in it as long as I have. I think when you look back, I mean, for a kid growing up in Medicine Hat, dreaming of being a National Hockey League player to be on Hockey Night in Canada and have someone like Bob Cole, that's what every kid dreams of, so that's pretty special.
Trevor Linden is probably the most popular Canuck ever, but how did he get to that point?
It's something that I can't explain. You know, I can't explain the relationship. I'm blessed. I feel very fortunate to be able to play in such a great city like Vancouver and to be treated the way I am here. And I can't give you the details why.
And being so popular, it must be hard for him to have a normal life in Vancouver.
I've been so fortunate to be able to be here as long as I have and to be part of this community and part of this team. So, you know, it's interesting because the circles I travel, people, I'm just a regular guy, whether it be at the coffee shop or the lunch shop, and people get used to seeing me. So it's not a big deal, and people have always been so respectful towards me. And so I've never, ever once thought that, and never really wanted to leave here, even in the summer, because, you know, after our season is over and things, you know, there's a fury a week or 2 weeks afterwards, you know, people have been great. They kind of move on, and obviously everyone knows, and they've been very respectful, and I've never had any problems, and you know, I couldn't ask for any more.
So what do people close to Trevor Linden think about him? Matthias Olin felt welcomed by Linden in his first season as a Canuck.
Well, I know we played golf a few times in the summertime just before the season started, and obviously he had been in the league for a lot of years before I came in, but we've been good friends for a long time, and he was captain when I came in, and he was a great captain.
It seems Trevor Linden was still making the new guys like Ryan Kessler feel welcomed even years later.
I think the biggest thing is he just kind of took me under his wing and told me just relax, have fun, and he remembered his first I guess camp, and he said just have fun because it goes by fast, and he can't say enough about how he's helped me with my game, and I still remember the first game getting called up in Toronto where he was on my line, or I was on his line actually. So and it was just a great experience, and to have him there and kind of he almost showed me how to play, and He improved my game. He brought my game up to the next level so quick that you really can't say enough about the guy.
Matt Cook, one of Linden's longest-serving teammates, thinks he is an explanation for Linden's ability to come through in the big games.
In those situations, quite often, the thing that affects the situation the most is pressure. And I think as you gain experience, you learn how to handle the pressure better and control the nerves and control the emotion and put it in the right direction. And Trevor's been able to do that.